welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to talk about 5 things I wish I knew before I moved to Spain. So I'm going to share with you 5 things that I consider important to know before you move to Spain, or in the process of considering moving here. One important thing to highlight, it is not supposed to be a negative video or something like this, and it shouldn't discourage you from moving to Spain, but I think these are 5 aspects that everyone should be aware before coming here, so you wouldn't find out some bad surprise. So let's move on. The first thing, I'm going to talk about climate, because many of you imagine Spain as sunny, warm country with a very soft, mild Mediterranean climate, and this is not the case in many regions and many cities. From my own experience, I moved, my first town in Spain was Cordoba. This is the town where I moved directly from Russia to Cordoba, and I found out that actually the winter is really cold. So there are regions in Spain, such as Galicia, for example, Asturias and Basque Country, that are actually very rainy. And in Galicia, we're talking about Galicia, it can be as rainy as, for example, the UK or Ireland. So Spain is not really the sunny country. Of course, there are some sunny parts. Barcelona is a sunny place, and Costa del Sol is super sunny. There are over 300 sunny days per year. So of course there are many places that are sunny with mild Mediterranean climate, but not all the country is not like this. Madrid, for example, in winter is also very cold, in summer super hot. There is this kind of continental climate with a very big difference between summer and winter, and also between day and night temperature. So yeah, it's not all about sun and sea and mild, soft climate. Another thing that I faced myself with was a flood situation in Spain. The thing is that I found out that many floods are not prepared for the climate in Spain. So, for example, in Cordoba, I found out many floods without air conditioning, when in summer the temperature is about 40-45 degrees in July and August. And in winter, when the temperature drops to 0 degrees, there is no central heating in most of the flats in Spain. Of course, 0 degrees, I'm talking about Cordoba and Barcelona, is not that cold in winter, but yet many flats are not prepared for winter at all. And I had more cold in my life in Spain than in Russia, in some flats that I've lived. So be prepared for that. It's not as warm as you can imagine, and especially in flats in Spain, check the flats carefully, because many of them are not prepared for the climate at all. The next thing that is very important to consider is the salary level in Spain. So of course, as you can imagine, the southern countries, they're not about building a career and getting amazing high salary. I guess many of you are aware of that. So I just wanted to highlight that the fact is the salary range in different regions in Spain is more or less the same. So in Barcelona is a bit higher, for example, than north or south of Spain, but there is not such a big difference in salary range. The difference in salaries is very small, but meanwhile the expenses differ a lot. So this is a very important thing to consider when you think about quality of life, and especially if you don't depend on office job, like you might consider some cheaper place rather than big cities like Barcelona and Madrid. Another thing that I wanted to mention, talking about salaries, I also wanted to talk about jobs. And many times talking to foreigners, many of them mention to me that they would like to work for a Spanish company because the salary levels are usually not good. But in fact, actually, many international companies open their offices in Spain to cut on expenses and on the cost, and especially on salaries. Actually, if you compare the salary ranges of the same company in other European country, you can see the double salary than, for example, the same company pays in Barcelona. Moving on from all these jobs and salaries aspect, economical things, to more like lifestyle things, very important thing to me that affected me a lot, my body and my health, is the food. And yes, actually the Mediterranean diet is known to be healthy, is known to be tasty, but you need to be very careful with food because yes, it's very different from my country, for example. I think in my country the food is healthier, and I think it combined with the hot climate and everything, and high consumption of oil in Spain, you really get more and more weight in a super fast pace. So I think it's a very important thing to take care of your diet. And of course, it doesn't mean that you don't enjoy tapas and don't go to Spanish restaurants. Of course you should, but be aware that this kind of food, if you eat this food regularly every day, going to the Spanish restaurants, tapas, huge portions, getting cañas, the beer, everything of this combined, and then after 6 months you wouldn't recognize yourself. So be aware of that and plan your diet carefully. Enjoy Spanish food, but eat healthy at home. So these are 5 things that I wanted to share with you. As I mentioned in the beginning, I never wanted to sound negative, I just wanted to sound realistic. And these, I think, 5 things that you need to know before you come to Spain, so you're prepared. And yes, if you want to learn more about Spain, just leave a comment and let me know what you would like to know more. As some of you already know, I live in Spain for almost 8 years now, so I would love to share with you my experience, my tips, and help you on your way to adapt to Spanish life. And I would love to show you more places to discover in Spain, so just let me know what you are interested in, and I will try to post more of this kind of content. So nice to be with you, and see you in the next video next week.